Welcome to your June energetic attunement. Could be seen as a calibration. It's really your choice. I have a brand new podcast called The Frequency Field that will be launching tonight around 9 p.m. And that is going to be the space where I upload all of my energetic calibrations, content like this, and there's a new series called Frequency Work, the series, where I'm going to go over doing energetic work and energetic techniques around certain topics like making more money, abundance, prosperity, clearing grief, emotional trauma, a lot of different topics. But the main thing that chooses the topic is my heart and overall connecting with the field. Just starting off, I want everybody to take a big, deep bellied breath. When I was getting ready for recording, I felt a lot of energy in the terms of like buzziness, feeling like you cannot quite contain your sexual energy. It feels like it potentially could be overflowing out into your life as forms of chaos that isn't necessarily needed. And when I say chaos that isn't needed, there are some of us that is choosing to create our life through a needed chaos. So what this feels like is, so I believe that when we come to Earth, there's a certain frequency that we all aspire to emit, express, actualize, and it's our sovereign frequency. It's like our soma, all right? For those of us that are on the path of noticing our patterns, working with our inner child, doing parts work, connecting with our womb and our sex organs, connecting with our sexual life current, that is the path of like consciously understanding how your programs create your reality and observing which programs are running your life. And so if we are letting our sexual energy run our life, there is this frequency of creating chaos, because sometimes chaos is a little easier to spot rather than like a whisper. So I'll give an example. If you are somebody who is currently unraveling codependency, you may find yourself getting into relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship until you hit this very fine area of your rock bottom. For some of us, we need that rock bottom. For others, the rock bottom isn't needed. The Mack truck moment of like, duh, wow, like, what is this? This is like, there are some of you guys out there that need the Mack truck moment in your life to like snap you the fuck out of it. And then some of us literally work off of the whispers. I'd say some of us that are really finely attuned, that when they need to shift something, they know it with their entire body. And it's like a whisper from life that is guiding them. And then some of you guys are creating life through Mack truck moments. You are wanting blow up moments in your life that are needed to snap you the fuck out of it. It's like a cycle. I'm seeing somebody stuck in a cycle. You're going round and round and round and round and round. For some of us, the way we get out of that cycle is following the whispers of life. Like, it's a very light nudge of like, hey, maybe you need to be going to the gym earlier in the morning. Hey, you need to go this direction. Hey, this is shifting in your life. And then some of you guys are needing a Mack truck moment to get you out of that cycle and that spiral, which is a repeating pattern on loop. And that's what I mean by this chaos that is unneeded. Some of you guys are manifesting and creating, choosing to live your life through unneeded chaos. The chaos feels poppy, it feels electric, it feels hard, it feels harsh. There's a level of wanting to guide you for those of you that need Mack truck moments. You do not have to experience life blowing the fuck up in order for you to understand a lesson or reveal and illuminate a pattern that you've been circling the drain on. And this is where I introduce the frequency of learning the things that you need to learn with this tactile sense of ease in listening the first time. Listening the first time it comes up. And I'm gonna give you an example. I was in a relationship in the military, and I really only got myself in this relationship because I did not really want to be alone at the time. My body, my aura was already initiating me into like, hey, you really need your solitude, you really need to understand these patterns, you need to understand how these patterns are running your life, you don't need a relationship, not right now. That's what my body was telling me. And when this guy asked me out, like officially to be exclusive with each other, my body said no, hell no, but I said yes because I didn't want to be alone at the time. And so that relationship, I quote unquote tried to keep it alive. I tried to make all of these excuses as to the reason why I need to be in that situation or need to be in that relationship when the whole thing was a no to begin with. And it was a very toxic pattern that I repeated for a number of months until I could get it through my system that I needed to be alone and really go inward through solitude. All right. This is where I bring you into the frequency field of like, hey, I'm actually going to listen to this little whisper. I'm gonna let it guide me, and I only need to be told once. I don't need to be told 5,000 times. It's a moment where your essence, your body, you're told once, it's like a little tap. And you hear it. And then the next thing is somebody gets a baseball bat. And you hear that too, but you're not course correcting. And the next thing is a strike of lightning. And you hear that too, but you didn't follow. And then the next thing is a whole ass Mack truck hitting you in order to wake you the fuck up, get you out of the pattern, wake up, stop doing that. Whatever is coming up inside of you as you're watching this is the pattern that I'm talking about. There's been little whiffs here and there as I'm recording of porn addiction, and I want to talk about this, not necessarily lightly, but porn addiction is, the root of that is never what you think it is. That makes sense. I want you to ask your body right now, just ask yourself, why do you want to watch porn? Why are you wanting to search out material that is extremely and highly disrespectful to the feminine? I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of all of that. But when you're asking your body, why do you want to watch porn? Your body will give you the answer. It may be a teenage version of you that feels like your sexual energy is like a raging tiger. I talk about the raging tiger mode quite a bit, actually. The raging tiger is where you have these belief systems about your own sexual expression, your sex appeal, dripping in sex appeal, being in your sexual expression, embodying your sexuality. You have these beliefs and mindsets, perception around your sexuality, where your sexuality is not allowed to be expressed. It's not safe to be expressed. It's too much to be expressed. And so all those belief systems kind of create this vibe of like stuffing your sexual energy in this one little hole, right? And it's just doing this. And it's literally waiting to fucking blow up. Like, you're trying to contain a natural essence of yourself because you've already demonized it, right? This just wants to blow up all over the place and create a big fucking mess. And that's what's happening when you are repeatedly going to porn and like wasting and trying to, I don't want to say jack off, but like jack off your sexual energy. You're like, oh no, like get it out of my field. Like, no, suppress. It's all these things, right? When we suppress our sexual expression, our expression of our life force current, we start creating chaos on the external because it's energy not correctly wielded and spent correctly, right? For those of us who have had access to explicit material when we were younger, it becomes a way where our brains can instantly drop and dump so much dopamine that our bodies think that we need it because that neural pathway had been formed when we were younger. Next time you feel that little blip of knee-jerk reaction of wanting to go watch explicit videos for your own sexual satisfaction, I want you to ask your body why. Because it should not be normalized in society, but I realize that it is normalized. That's also probably the reason why we're having this topic. For June coming into July, things are heating up. You might notice that your addictions, this could be love addictions, sugar addictions, dopamine addictions, explicit material. I cannot stand the word porn, so I'm not going to use it. You may notice that as we go into May, June, July, August, that your addictions kind of start and evolve in a new cycle. As in, maybe in the winter time, you didn't feel like you were necessarily struggling with an addiction. Now that summer is coming full circle, it seems like energetically, there are some areas that are wanting to be fed by addiction. For those of us that have this intense desire to eat sugar, and it's like eating the chocolate cake in one go, right? I just gotta have it. You have to ask yourself, why? Why do you want to eat that chocolate cake in one go? Because there starts to be where, yes, you can allow yourself to indulge in sugary things, right? And I myself love trying different cheesecakes. I love different cakes. I love desserts. But for me, desserts are an experience. I'm not binging the fuck out. I used to have this pattern when I was getting out of the military where I would eat a whole, one of those, I think it was like Edwards ice cream cake, Edwards Oreo cake. I would eat the whole thing in one day over a weekend. I'd call it my lunch and my dinner and my dessert. And I didn't notice that I was like binging. And it's interesting that we're having this conversation because the mental vision that I'm getting is somebody putting their foot on the gas and it's like, and you're not going anywhere. Like, you're exerting so much energy into feeding this addiction and you're like revving like, and you're not going anywhere. And you're like, it's not even that you're confused that you're not going anywhere, you're just not going anywhere. And some of us need a Mack truck moment to snap us out of the addiction or the cycle or the pattern that's, alive in whatever the addiction is kind of symbolizing in your life. But back to the chocolate cake, eating desserts now for me are more of an experience. And for me, it's more like a scoop of vanilla ice cream, warmed up peaches, cinnamon and honey drizzle, maybe some cinnamon granola crumbles on top. Like, do you see how it's an experience for me now? It's this sensual delight of like, wow, this dessert is different. Same thing with different cheesecakes and stuff like that. Like, the way they're made, especially if it's an organic handmade cheesecake that I make, or it's a experience for me to feel in my body, eat it so slowly. And then some of us are out there just binging on sugar and eating, and we're not even experiencing what it tastes like of what we're eating. So I want you to ask yourself, like, why you want to eat that big chocolate cake in one go. I've already dismantled this program in me. What was running for me was that as a child, I wasn't allowed to have it. So I want all of it. And I want all of it 1,000,000 times until I get fucking sick of chocolate cake. Right? I was eating from a wound. I'm gonna move this. I was eating from a wound. I was eating from an area where it's like, I can't have that, so I want all of it, and I'm gonna stuff my face until I get sick of it because I can't have it. Really watch yourself. Watch your internal programming, your internal dialogue when you're watching stuff like this, right? This will be on my podcast, but it's even more powerful for you to get the video. This is the second one. As we continue, we'll get deeper and deeper and deeper into a lot of different things. When I was thinking about June's energetic transmission, the reason why I make them at the end of the month is because you're supposed to take all of this information and bring it with you forward into July. So we could call this July's energetic transmission, but it's June's because it's recorded in the month of June, right? When I was thinking over the weekend, I recorded a mother session, and it was a really good session. I'm trying not to judge my output or anything like that. Mother sessions are what they are. These energetic calibrations are what they are, right? I was feeling, I'm gonna bring my computer in front of me. When I was getting ready to record, I was feeling very deep, entrenched tones of financial scarcity. And I want to bring you to the perspective that your financial reality as it is right now is, how kind of the phone to tell me that I don't have enough storage to go on. All right, so before recording, I was talking about financial scarcity. This felt like a thread that I was picking up on, and it was feeling like you're being beat up, bullied, and just tossed around town by money. It feels like your financial reality is something real personal. It's something that is being created from a wounded state. It is something that you feel victimized by, right? I'm gonna be so straight up with you, because I did this practice myself this morning and chopped through all the noise. Your financial reality is the deepest medicine that you could ever let shift yourself. Your financial reality as it is right now is the purest form of reflection of what programs are running your life, running your financial life, and what identity you're living from. All right? The financial reality that you are experiencing right now is no mistake. So if you're wanting to make money, more money, and get out of this scarce zone, feeling scarcity and malnourished and unsupported by money, we have to first see how your identity right now is actually co-creating the experience that is your financial reality, right? For the next week, you can bring this challenge out to a month until the next energetic calibration comes out. I want you to look at your bank account. Look at the numbers in your bank account. Sit with your bank account. Look at the numbers. Look at your debit cards. Look at your debt. Look at your financial reality. Accept it for what it is. Release feeling victimized by it, because you have the power to change it. And you change it by changing your belief systems. So the first thing that I'm going to drop you off on is, as you are looking at your bank account, you're going to get real quiet and you're going to see what comes up for you. When I was looking at my bank account earlier this morning, it's after payday, I had tones and flavors of not feeling good enough. I based my self-worth off of numbers. That is wrong. You should be feeling like a billionaire and feeling prosperous, feeling abundant, feeling high levels of self-worth ever before the millions or the billions show up in the bank account, in the trust funds, in your life, to be circulated around your life and to your loved ones. All right? Do this every day for a month. Do this every day for a week. I guarantee you, you will start noticing the deep medicine of your financial reality as it is. It doesn't matter how wealthy you think you are, or how wealthy you experience yourself. For some of us, we're making lots and lots of money, but we want to make more. And we keep coming up on these glass ceilings. The answer lies in our identity, who we are being, how we are expressing ourselves, our beliefs about money, our beliefs about receiving, our beliefs about being wealthy. What do you really think about wealthy people? Have you sat down to examine your belief systems about money, sex, love, relationship, people, wealthy people? Have you examined your belief systems about people who aren't wealthy? What do you think about them? I want you to put this one thing under the microscope for this month. We're going to be looking at jealousy. And I want you to start realizing that when there are tones of jealousy, when you feel that ping of like, ooh, I'm a little jealous of her or him. Like you feel that ping. You know what I'm talking about. I want you to pause right there. Ask yourself why. Jealousy is not what you think it is. It actually has nothing to do with the person that you're jealous of or the things that you're jealous of. It has to do with your internal landscape of what you believe about yourself, what you believe you can express. Like, I would say like 3 months ago, I went on this like journey of like really sniffing out the thread of jealousy. Like I started seeing it everywhere. I started seeing myself be jealous of certain women that I felt like their embodiment was just so big, massive, right? There are times when I feel like my embodiment or my truth or the way I want to express myself is too big. I had to really sit down with the frequency of jealousy. What the fuck is this jealousy teaching me? And why am I jealous? That's the thing about pattern work, frequency work, energy work, reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's about slowing down, observing. You are not your thoughts. But if you observe your thoughts long enough, you'll be able to see exactly how you think about love, exactly what you think about money, exactly what you think about sex. You'll be able to see the patterns. Because for most of us, we just keep hitting them over and over and over and over again until we realize they're illuminated so much in our face where we cannot unsee it, right? I want to go back to this real visceral feeling of feeling victimized by the amount of money that you're making. Feeling really victimized by your financial reality. For some of us, we are on the spectrum of feeling like we want somebody to save us. We want somebody to give us that free ticket, give us money, support us financially. Somebody else other than ourselves. When I'm going to be real honest with you, there are some of us, especially if you are a woman listening, sometimes there's this deep, like almost guttural sensation and desire to receive and make a fuck ton of money in a very soul-aligned way. You can't ignore that. When the entire time that your soul wants you to make so much money from an amazing business idea that forces you to put yourself out there and forces you to face all your shit, the entire time you want somebody else to make the money. You want somebody else to give you the money. You want somebody else to save you. Do you kind of see where the victimization kind of bleeds into, I want to be saved by money. I want to be saved. I don't want to have to put myself out there. Damn, man. Having your own business, like, is the craziest shadow work you'll ever do. It's the truth. It's such the truth. Right? Your financial reality, exactly how it is extremely deep medicine. You have to ask yourself, what is it teaching you? And what part of you is calling that experience for you to experience? So you'll probably have to rewind this video and like really let it sink in, because it's very hot. This one's a little hot. I'm not surprised. We're coming into July. July and August, I feel like the whole field just starts to have a burner on 24/7, and you gotta move the energy, you gotta move it. I don't know if you guys have realized the shift and the change since, you know, because it used to be throne mindset, now it's frequency noir. And in the future, I think I'm gonna have a separate space called frequency noir subliminals, so that all the subliminals, the energetically encoded subliminals, can go over there. But, you know, like what's to come, just when we're talking about energy work, I'm gonna have my personal app, and it's gonna hold all of my offerings, and that's where you're really gonna feel the difference of the energy of what it means to work with frequency, what it means to feel different subtleties in your body. It's all coming. I'm kind of letting it have a slow burn, a slow build. I gotta make sure that I have the capacity to hold it all as I offer it. But back to your financial reality has extremely deep medicine. All right. This morning, when I looked at my bank account and sat with what was brought up in me, for me, I wanted to be saved. I wanted somebody else to make the money, aka my husband. I wanted my husband to make the money. When my body tells me, no, you need to get your ass online and run your business. You need to build yourself a deeper purpose. You need to share your medicine with the world. Nice. Can't I just have my husband day trade and make the money? Nah, it's not gonna cut it, right? There are certain things that want to be expressed for the greater good of everyone involved, like including my own evolution. So I want you to take the time today and start viewing your financial reality as deep medicine. If you allow it to be deep medicine, it will change you from the inside out. We can release feeling victimized by it and just accept it. It doesn't say anything about you if you only have $1 in your bank account. It's you that is making it say something about you. It's you that is feeling victimized by that $1. Guess what, guys? It is us that gives value to $1 versus $1 billion. All right? The mind inherently actually knows no different. It's about the value that you give it. Manifesting $1 is no different than manifesting $5 billion. And I know that it kind of sounds a little raunchy and like off the rails, but the mind does not know the difference. It doesn't. It's important that you understand this. You're the one giving its value. And so you have to put under the microscope how you really feel about money. If money feels charged for you, you got to figure that out. If you feel bullied and beat up and abandoned by money, you got to figure that out. Because inherently, money is just neutral. And it should actually feel neutral. Like, I'm talking to you about it, but as I'm talking to you about it, I feel like I have made money masculine. And I've been going through this pathway of opening up to the masculine. So it would make sense why I'm experiencing forms of financial scarcity, especially if my perspective, my value on the dollar bill is that it's masculine energy and I have a hard time receiving masculine energy. Do you see those belief systems there? All right? All of that can be reprogrammed, unraveled, deeply undone. But it's about seeing it first. You cannot reprogram what you can't see. You have to see it first. So I'm here to tell you, if you feel victimized by your bank account, stop. Why? Accept what's going on so you can look at it without the fog of victimization. All right, this whole thing is a really powerful teaching. I'm probably going to be rewinding it and writing some stuff down as well because I need it. The last thing that I want to talk about as we move into July, into August, we come full circle with the seasons, the cyclical nature of the seasons. Really, it's the year. As things heat up in the field, May, June, July, August, those are my big banger months. I think it would be best to kind of discuss an intuitive movement practice for yourself. And this could look like as easy as putting on your favorite songs and letting your body lead. I don't want you guys to get into the mentality of performance. You need to let your body lead. You need to drop deeply into your body, dance from your heart, dance from your sex. That's it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what it sounds like. The only things leading you is your heart and your sex. All right? I have a practice of dancing every day. I have to move my energy every single day. If I don't move my energy, I feel like I start collapsing in on myself. I feel a little flat, gray. I feel unwell. Movement is the medicine. Movement is the key. And you'll notice that as you are dancing, you can ask your body, what's the best intention? Right now, I am dancing to receive from life. So I set the intention to receive from life. I throw on my favorite music, whatever I'm feeling. I let my heart and my sex guide me, however that looks like. Some days it's fetal position for 30 minutes. Some days it's not. You have to let your heart and your sex guide you. This isn't about performance. This isn't about looking pretty, doing it right. This isn't about being accepted. This is about letting your heart and your sex guide you. All right. June Energetic Calibration has been completed. You will see this launch 9 p.m., like 3 hours, 9 p.m. on the Frequency Field podcast. I think you guys will really enjoy what we have coming, going to be released. As of right now, though, I'm going to keep creating the energetically encoded, pretty much the frequency noir method subliminals. I'm going to keep them on this channel. In the future, if I feel like they want their own space, I will have a separate channel for all of them. And potentially in that separate channel, I'm feeling some 8-hour subliminals. I'm feeling some things that we can listen to overnight while we're sleeping. I also do not want you guys to forget about Program You. I'm the co-founder of Program U. I use Program U every single day, and Program U is my main sidekick in reprogramming these patterns that I see that are illuminated. And you can go right into the app and type in whatever hypnosis you need, whatever type of what things you need installed. Personalized hypnosis, personalized EFT tapping. If you are getting yourselves, feeling that you're in a rut, but you know exactly what you need to free yourself, you can go into the app, type whatever you want, and it will create it for you. I'm a huge supporter of emotional freedom technique. Hypnosis is my main jam. I told you guys in the future I want to do wealth hypnotherapy with you guys. The time and place for all that. First, we got to get the foundational bedrock down. And I'll see you again. All right, everybody, this is an extended session. I went to go upload the energetic calibration that I recorded a couple days ago, and it just did not feel complete. There wasn't a completion anywhere in my body, so I've been thinking about the medicine that your financial reality teaches you, and I've been sitting very quietly with my current financial reality, and it dawned on me that we need to have the topic of discussion is, so what do you do when you're faced with a financial reality that you don't like? You've been trying to change, but it has not been changing. And you've been trying things to change it, but it's still not budging. Your answer lies in the question of asking yourself, what part of yourself chose to experience that financial reality? And what part of yourself is calling in that experience of the financial reality that you are experiencing right now? And you can use this template for all things in your life. There are some things in our life that feels like it does not budge. And the way you get to the bottom of it is by finding the part of you that is choosing that experience. That part of you that is calling it in your reality to experience. Whether it's a lesson or a teaching, whatever it may be, there is a part of you that is choosing and calling that experience in to be experienced. That's why I said earlier in this video that we have to accept it. First, we have to drop and kind of burn off the layer of feeling victimized by it. And then we come into acceptance. And as we come into acceptance, we're able to see and find the part of us that chose that experience in the first place. The acceptance is the gate. Releasing victimized mindsets is the first step. And then you come into acceptance. That's the gate that you walk through to find the part of you that is choosing. The way we have sex is the way we create in life. Your financial reality is also a reflection for all parts of your life. That is why it's deep, deep medicine. And this probably won't be the last time you hear me talk about putting your financial reality under a microscope to find all the parts of you that is tolerating malnourishment, tolerating not having enough, tolerating not receiving what you want. And the wants that I'm speaking about are not egoical wants. They're actual bone deep soul desires. And to let yourself have that, to let yourself receive that, it's a whole nother rabbit hole of a topic, but what you are tolerating right now also is deep medicine. The places in you where you're staying small, the places in you where you are settling for less, the places in you where you are tolerating certain things. I think where I'm going to leave you guys, to travel into the energetics of July, is start to dissect and pull apart the word tolerate. What does tolerating something mean to you? Because once you embody your fullness, there's no area where you are tolerating anything. So I urge and support you tonight to dissect the word tolerate. What does that word mean to you? What memories does it bring up in you? I'll see you again.